Men who love spoiling women absolutely do exist. And today we are going to talk about 5 traits that all of these men tend to have in common. So it's easier for you to pick the one who will provide for you. Okay, ladies? If you are new here, of course, this is Get 'em Girl, a girl's guide to relationships, femininity, dating, polarity, and attraction. Ladies, I had an epiphany that I always talk to you about how to be the woman who attracts provider men, but I have not actually made a video on how to know that a man is a provider man. Okay, so what we're going to do is get into these 5 traits that you ladies can look for in a man to know that he has that gene, because not all men are providers, and if he is not a provider, you can't make him be one. All you can do is be the kind of woman who attracts them, right? So I'm going to give you some traits today that you can look for in men to know that, hey, he's actually willing to be that guy for me. Let's get into it, ladies. Number 1, ladies, his provision is going to be out of instinct. It will not be performative. Ladies, I've seen so many times where men will show how much they make. They're showing their pay stubs. They're showing you all these different things to seek validation from you, to say, hey, I have it like that. I have money. I can provide. Ladies, this is cool, but a man that is truly a provider man won't be doing these things to be performative. He will be doing it based off of instinct. A true provider does not do things to try to prove himself, as far as he needs validation and he wants to do things just because he wants you to look at him a certain way. He's going to do it because he moves from a place of responsibility. A true provider man feels responsible for you if he is dating you. He feels responsible for you if you are the woman in his life. So he will do things instinctually to help make your life easier. It won't be for validation, right? So if you're having an issue, if you need some extra funds, if you have car troubles, if you have things that come up, a true provider man is not going to handle those things so that he can get something from you. He's going to handle those things because he feels like it's his responsibility to do so. And the way that you know that he's moving from responsibility and not validation is he's not going to seek any kind of approval as far as you giving him something in return for what he has done. Right, ladies? He's not going to be trying to say, okay, I did this for you. Let's get to the bedroom. He's not going to be saying, okay, show some appreciation. Show me that you're extra happy. Show me something. Give me something to make what I did worth it. He won't be looking for you to return the favor right then. Right, ladies? True provider men are going to do it because they're going to feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. Now, the fact that you do extra things, or you show your appreciation, or the fact that, you go out of your way to let him know that you appreciate it, he will enjoy that. Yes, it will make it better. It will give him positive feedback. But as a provider man, he's going to do those things because he feels like he's supposed to. He's not going to do it to get your response. He's going to do it because he's supposed to, because he feels like it's a part of his responsibility to you. Right, ladies? So that's a big way to tell that a man is actually a provider. If he is doing things out of wanting to be a help to you without actually seeking anything from you because of it, right? Number 2, ladies, true provider men are emotionally grounded. And this is what I mean when I say that. Sometimes a woman will think she's found a provider man because he's doing a lot of nice things for her that cost. Some men do nice things and buy things for women because it gets them on an emotional high when they first meet this woman. Right? So in the beginning of their relationship, he's buying her things, he's taking her places, they're flying, they're doing all of these things because he's getting an emotional high from it. He's excited that he's exposing her to new things. It's more so something for his ego, right? He feels like he's leading her. He feels like he's doing all of these things. He's introducing her to a whole new world. It gets him on a high, right? But real provider men are more emotionally grounded than that. And when I say that, I mean he is more focused on your stability. Yes, he wants to show you new things. Yes, he will, want to fly you out and do all these different things. I'm sure he will want to do these things. However, he's not focused on just getting a high from it in the beginning and these things dying down. He's focused on being able to give you a stable consistency from him throughout your relationship. Okay, he's focused on making your life softer throughout your relationship. It's not just something that he's doing to feed his own ego and get some excitement when you first meet. No, it's something that he is offering to you and providing to you in a stable and grounded way throughout your relationship. It does not die down as time goes on. Just because it's not all very new and exciting, he does not stop doing it. It's very grounded. It's very stable. Right, ladies? He does not feel the need to try to get an emotional pick-me-up by doing these big new things initially. And then when he no longer gets the high, he stops. That's not really a provider man. The provider man is stable, he's grounded, he's consistent, okay? And he's not doing it for an emotional high. He's grounded emotionally, and he's doing these things to offer you stability and to allow you to be in your softness, okay? To allow you to be in your softness, to not feel defensive, to not feel like you're being, what do they call it, gaslit, to not make you feel like he's breadcrumbing you. He's doing these things consistently throughout your relationship because he's not looking for an emotional high from it. He's doing it out of stability. He's doing it out of being grounded, and it will be consistent. Okay, ladies? That's what a provider man looks like. He may do those extra things, but those baseline things that he's offered and done from the beginning, they won't die down because it's not exciting. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Number 3, he values quality over quantity. Okay, ladies, have you ever been in a situation or seen a situation where a woman is receiving things from a man, but here's the thing, they're not actually what she needs? So you think about a situation where maybe a woman doesn't have a savings, maybe she's barely making it on her rent, but for some reason, he's buying her a purse. She does not need a purse. She needs help with these bills. She needs help with her credit. She needs help getting ahead, right? She's in a situation where there are actual necessities that need to be taken care of, but his money isn't going to her necessities. He's spending money on the things that can be seen from the outside. He's focused on putting money towards things that are going to look a certain way, but her actual necessities aren't being taken care of. If you have seen that situation, I need you to realize that's not actually a provider man. Okay, that's someone who's okay with tricking. Okay, but the true investment of having a provider man is that he's not just throwing money around for attention. He's not just buying bags so he can say that he bought the bag. Okay, he's investing in the woman that he loves. He wants to make sure that her necessities are being met. So if she needs $2,000 to get something removed off of her credit, he's not focused on getting her a bag knowing that she has that on her credit. He's going to be more so focused on helping her get her credit cleared up. Do you get what I'm saying, ladies? He values the quality. Okay, he values the quality things that are actually going to enhance her life, because as those things get fixed, then the other things can more easily be done. But if he's throwing money around on things that just can be seen from the outside, he may not be the provider man that you're looking for. Okay. Yes, we love a nice trip. Yes, we love dinners. Yes, we love gifts. Okay. But if your life is in shambles and that man knows it, but the only thing he's willing to spend his money on are things that can be seen from the outside, and he won't actually spend that money on things that are going to enhance and better you, he may not be a provider man. He may just be a trick. Okay, ladies, those are two different things. Two different things. We have to stop calling provider men tricks. There's a such thing as a trick, and then there's a such thing as a provider man. Those are two different things. Okay? Quality over those outside things that just can be seen by people we don't know. No, he's investing in making your credit better, getting you some savings, helping your portfolio, getting you stable, taking care of some bills that you may have. And yes, he may get you some gifts and some bags and also some other things, but he's not going to let you be in shambles and just have a purse on your arm. Do you get what I'm saying, ladies? We have to also evaluate how we allow people to invest in us. You have to look at how he wants to invest in you to decide if this really is the provider man. Number 4, he has consistent effort. Spoiling you is not going to be something random, okay? It's not going to be that months and months go by and he finally does something and he's like, hey, I want to give you this. I want to do this for you. And then you go through another long, dry spell of him not doing anything. Ladies, it's going to be consistent effort. It's going to be consistent effort. And here's the thing. It's going to be consistent effort, and it's not always going to be on the things that are flashy, okay? Actually look at what he's putting his effort to and how often he's doing that, okay? Him checking in, him making plans, him making sure that you don't have to reach into your purse. Sometimes it's even acts of service, ladies. Him pumping your gas and making sure you don't have to do it. Him doing certain things that make your life easier consistently is a marker of a provider man. His consistent effort to make your life easier. Okay? He knows that consistency is going to build trust with you, and trust is going to deepen your femininity. And we're about to get into that in the next point. Which brings us to number 5, the provider man respects feminine energy. Ladies, I don't care how much these men try to act like it's not true. I don't care what they say. Men and women alike understand that relationships are a transaction. I'm sorry, but they are. Men, especially provider men, understand that with their generosity comes a woman who can be soft and grateful and receptive. They know this. Here's the thing. Even the men who try to fight it and not want to spend money on women and not want to do these things, they know it too. They're just fighting to try to make it not so. But deep down, men understand, hey, if I make her life easier, if I'm a generous person, if I take care of her and take this load off of her, I'm going to get a woman who's a lot easier to be around, who's probably a lot more willing to do some things that I want her to do, who's more feminine. I'm going to get a woman like that. Men know this, right? And so provider men generally do not have to be begged to do anything, okay? The fact that he knows that your femininity comes from ease, and he knows that your femininity comes from being able to trust him to be consistent in his effort, he's going to be inspired to do it. He's not going to have to be begged to provide. He's going to do it because he understands that his generosity does bring that femininity that he ultimately wants from you. Men want femininity from us, ladies. Okay. And so the provider man does not have a problem holding up his end of the bargain so that he can experience the best that there is of a woman. He has no issue with that. He's inspired by her feminine presence. He's inspired by her being able to be soft and fun and flirty around him. It does something for men to be around women like that. That's why they go to strip clubs. That's why they're always trying to find. Listen, men who date new women all the time, because a lot of times in that newness comes a feminine woman. But the provider man understands that, hey, I really love this kind of energy. I love femininity. I love being around a woman who can be soft with me. And I'm okay with being the kind of man who makes it easy for her to do that. Okay? They respect that the femininity comes from ease, and they're okay with it, and they're okay with giving you that ease. It does not offend him. It does not hurt his masculinity. Okay, he's not going to be angry that you get to live a life of ease. He's not going to compete with you to try to get you to work hard because he's working hard. Okay, ladies, if you're dealing with that, you are not dealing with a masculine provider, because a masculine provider understands that, hey, my hands look like this so that hers can be all freshly manicured and nice. He's not going to be competing with you and trying to get you to work hard because he feels like it's not fair, okay, that you get to have a life of ease and he has to work hard. A masculine provider is not going to be thinking like that. Okay, ladies, he's respecting the fact that feminine energy comes from ease, and he understands that comes with his generosity. Okay, ladies, so I hope that this list makes it easier for you to be able to identify a real provider man, okay? I want you to be able to look at a man's dealings with you, look at how he is with you and how he moves with you, and say yes or no. This is or is not a provider man, a true provider man. Okay, ladies? And also, of course, I cannot leave you without giving you your affirmation for today. I attract men who find joy in making my life easier, softer, and more beautiful. I attract men who find joy in making my life easier, softer, and more beautiful. Okay, ladies, because we don't want the one that we got to beg. We don't want the one that we got to force. We don't want the one that we got to cry time and time again to about doing these things. We want the one who finds joy in doing these things, because if he likes doing it, you ain't gonna have to ask him to do it. Thank you, ladies, again for watching another episode of Get 'em Girl. I hope that y'all enjoyed. And of course, I gotta recommend a video. We talked about this today, so I gotta link you to how to attract provider men. Go ahead and watch that. Get a deep dive on these things, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.